My beloved child, listen closely to the voice echoing through this message. It is no accident. Heaven itself orchestrated this moment so your eyes would fall upon these words. Archangel Michael grants you the strength to remain until the end, because something invisible is moving around you right now. The very fact that you're reading this confirms that you are chosen, and you must not miss what is unfolding. Behind the veil of your daily life, threads of destiny are being woven. If only you knew how close you were to breakthrough, you wouldn't blink until the fullness of this message is revealed. That's why Michael urges stay, read, do not turn away. The change you've prayed for, the miracle you thought was delayed, is standing at your door. You've wondered, why do I feel restless in my spirit? Why do I sense change but can't name it? It's because God is aligning people, places, and even time itself on your behalf. Every heartbreak was not an end. It was a transformation. Heaven took what the enemy meant to destroy you and turned it into the foundation of your elevation. Michael calls your name. Even now, do not think you've been abandoned. You are closer to your divine inheritance than ever before. Every failure was a setup. Every closed door was a shield. Every delay was protection. Had what you asked for arrived earlier, it wouldn't have been strong enough to last. Stay here, because the mystery about to unfold is the reason this message found you. Someone may have thought you were forgotten, but heaven has never lost sight of your name. In the courts of heaven, your name is written in light, and Archangel Michael has been sent to guard the blessing that's coming. That's why your dreams have felt strange. That's why there's a fire inside you that won't let you rest. This holy stirring is a sign that the promise is near. Let me speak plainly. In the coming hours, something will shift so quickly that you'll look back on this moment and say, that was the turning point. Michael whispers that God has hidden your miracle in such a way that only obedience and attentiveness can unlock it. That's why this message is urgent. Don't scroll past. Don't let distractions steal what was meant for you. The very forces that tried to bury you will tremble as they witness your sudden rise. You were never meant for an ordinary life. You were set apart, sealed, and hidden for a mission of eternal weight. That's why the resistance in your life has been stronger than most, but so will your victory. Every tear you shed watered the soil for your harvest. Every lonely night built a dwelling place for heavenly glory. This isn't poetic language. It's prophecy for your spirit. And the reason you can't stop reading is because the spirit within you recognizes it. If these words pierce your soul, if you feel an invisible hand urging you to stay, then subscribe, because heaven will speak again. This is only the beginning. The next messages will carry even deeper mysteries, meant only for those who listen. Do not let silence sever your connection to the divine. Stay connected. Stay alert. Now, beloved, imagine for a moment that the greatest battle of your life is already won, and heaven has written victory beside your name. That is what's unfolding in the spiritual realm right now. Archangel Michael, whose sword burns with divine fire, has gone before you to silence every voice of accusation, to strike down every hand raised against you, and to dispel every shadow that tried to cloak you in fear. Even as you sit and read, angels are moving on your behalf. Favor is being released. Do not doubt. Do not dismiss this as coincidence. God has heard the cries you never spoke aloud, the questions you never dared ask another soul. The answers are here at this very moment. You will begin to see the number 7 appear in receipts, on clocks, in messages. When you do, know that it is heaven's signature confirming this word. 7 is the number of completion, and heaven declares, the season of waiting is over. Watch closely, child. The sign will come within hours, and you will know this is not fantasy. It is divine appointment. This number will not be a coincidence. It will be a seal. Yet, Michael warns, do not speak of this lightly to everyone around you. Not all will understand, and some will mock what is sacred. Guard it in your heart, for it is a treasure meant for you. In time, the evidence will silence every voice of doubt. Your breakthrough will need no defense. Its fruit will speak louder than words. Those who doubted you will see it with their own eyes. Those who mock you will stand in awe. This is how God vindicates the chosen. This message came to you because heaven heard the cries no one else noticed. There were nights when your body lay still, but your spirit kept reaching, kept asking, why is this season so heavy? Why do my prayers seem delayed? Michael says those tears were not wasted. Each one was counted and stored in God's throne room, awaiting the day of release. That day is closer than you think. Even now, chains are breaking, doors are opening, and angels are rearranging the steps before you. The pain you endured was not proof of absence. It was proof of preparation. And the reason it felt unbearable is because the blessing awaiting you is so vast. Ordinary trials could not prepare you for it. You had to endure what others could not, because your crown is unlike any other. Understand this, beloved. What was rejected was never truly lost. The opportunities that slipped through your fingers, the relationships that ended without explanation, the money that seemed to vanish, all of it was part of a divine plan you couldn't yet see. Heaven removed what couldn't sustain you, even when your heart wanted to hold on, because God loves you too much to let you settle for half of what belongs to you. That's why Michael speaks this into your soul. You were never rejected. You were redirected. Every no you heard from man was heaven's way of saying, wait, because what's coming is so divine, you won't doubt it for a second. Your delay was divine protection. And in the days to come, you will look back and say, thank God what I wanted then didn't happen, because what I'm stepping into now is far greater than anything I could have imagined. Beloved, your delay was not a denial. It was divine protection. In the days to come, you will look back and say, thank God what I wanted then didn't happen, because what I'm stepping into now is far greater than I could have imagined. And child, hear me. This is not just about earthly blessings, money, success, or recognition. Yes, those things are prepared for you. But what matters even more is the union of your soul with heaven itself. You are being drawn into a position where every step you take will testify to God's glory. Even strangers will look at you and see his light without you saying a word. That's why the battle has been so fierce. The enemy knew that if you held on just a little longer, your very presence would bring breakthrough to others. But listen to the words of Archangel Michael. The battle is already won. The enemy cannot undo what God has sealed. There is someone you loved who is no longer on this earth, yet they whisper in the corridors of eternity, and their prayers for you have never ceased. That's why, even in your loneliest hours, you felt a strength you couldn't explain, a sudden peace when you should have been broken, a strange hope when you had no reason to believe. It was heaven interceding for you, covering you when you had no strength to cover yourself. Heaven's love for you is fierce, and that's why this moment matters. This is the hour when what was hidden will be revealed, what was blocked will flow like a river, and what was taken will be restored. This message carries weight in your spirit because it was not written by human hand alone. It breathes fire. It is sealed with the authority of the Archangel who defends the children of God. Michael himself speaks through these words, urging you not to ignore what you feel inside. The chills, the stirring, the heartbeat quickening as you read. This is your confirmation. The spirit within you recognizes that heaven is speaking directly. Do not doubt it, child. Do not question it. Receive it. You are about to enter a moment where time itself will bend in your favor. What you thought would take years will happen in weeks. What you believed impossible will unfold suddenly. Michael says this is not coincidence or effort alone. It is heaven declaring, enough delay. The time has come. You are stepping into a season of acceleration, where lost years will be restored, shame will be cast off, and those who doubted you will witness God lifting you higher than you could ever lift yourself. This is not pride, it is divine justice. Time has been heavy for too long, and now the balance must shift. Even now, as I speak, there is resistance in the atmosphere trying to convince you this isn't for you. That voice of doubt is the very reason this word was sent. Silence it. Rebuke it. Tell it you know who you are. You know whose you are. And you know no demon can erase the name written by heaven. Child, Archangel Michael has stood in battles far more brutal than anything you faced. With a single swing of his sword, he has defeated entire legions. That same sword is drawn for you tonight. Do not fear. You are not defenseless. You are protected. Let me be clear. The sign will not only be the number 7, though it will appear. There will also come a moment when someone you haven't spoken to in a long time suddenly reaches out with words that confirm what you've read here. You'll know it's no coincidence. The phrase they use will feel as if it was pulled straight from this message. When it happens, receive it as heaven's seal of confirmation. That person may not even realize they've been used as a messenger, but you will know. Beloved, if this truth burns within you, if something inside you is opening, then stay connected. Don't get distracted. Subscribe now, so heaven can speak more. The next message will arrive at the exact moment you need it most. If you miss it, you'll regret it, because it will contain instructions to guard your next steps. Stay with the divine voice. My beloved child, heaven has leaned in at this very moment, not by accident, but by divine command, to remind you that your life has never been ordinary. Every step, even those through fire and desert, was part of a journey woven into eternity. Michael himself walked beside you unseen, guarding you when you thought no one would, standing near when others turn away, shielding your destiny when the weight of this world tried to crush it. That's why you're still here, because heaven refused to let you be destroyed. Can't you feel it? Even now, as you read, something is awakening. Something is stirring. It's as if the very walls around you are whispering of the change to come. You've wondered why life placed you in rooms where you felt like a stranger. Why doors closed even when you knocked with faith. Why people promised love but left without explanation. Child, you were not rejected by accident. You were hidden on purpose. God was preserving you, setting you apart for the moment when your light could no longer be ignored, when your calling could no longer be delayed. That's why the battle was so intense, because your destiny threatens darkness. Every lie spoken against you is a weapon designed to break your confidence, but it failed. Even in your weakness, heaven's hand kept lifting you. Now Michael declares, the time has come when you will no longer ask why, because you will see with your own eyes what all this pain was preparing you for. Treasures are about to be revealed in your life. Treasures you thought were lost forever. Buried under years of waiting and disappointment, they were never truly gone. They were preserved, protected, and held until the appointed time. That time is now. Your spirit knows it. That's why you can't look away from this word. The atmosphere around you is already shifting. Heaven is drawing miracles into your path. By the end of this week, you'll see the first sign, something unexpected, small but undeniable. It will prove this message was not just words, but fulfilled prophecy. It may be a message, a call, an open door, or even money appearing when you need it most. Pay attention, child, the sign will come suddenly. And let me tell you, beloved, there are voices of envy that have watched you silently. They couldn't understand why. Despite the storms, you didn't collapse. They didn't see the hand of God holding you. Soon, they will witness your elevation. It will silence every word spoken against you. You won't need to argue. You won't need to defend yourself. Your breakthrough will be your vindication. Those who doubted you will be forced to admit that heaven's favor cannot be denied. That's why Michael says, remain humble. Stay hidden in God's love. What's coming is so radiant, even shadows won't be able to conceal it. Child, listen carefully. You will begin to see the number 7,122 appear before your eyes. Do not dismiss it. It is not a coincidence. Beloved, the signs you've begun to notice, completion, divine order, and double portion, are not coincidences. When they appear, pause and remember this word, for it carries the signature of heaven. It confirms that everything spoken here has been sealed. And more than that, you will soon dream a dream of flowing water and light piercing through clouds. This dream will be unlike any other. It will be your confirmation. Remember it. Write it down. It will contain instructions for your next step. Now is not the time to give up. Now is not the time to despair. This is the moment to stand still and watch the salvation of the Lord unfold before your eyes. Archangel Michael has already struck down what threatened your soul. Even now, angels are being dispatched to places where your name is being discussed, turning conversations in your favor. Where people try to block you, heaven is rewriting the outcome. Where doors are locked, keys are being handed to you. Where opportunities seemed lifeless, resurrection power is breathing life again. And when this happens, you'll remember that this message wasn't entertainment. It was instruction. You're not alone in this. Thousands feel forgotten, but heaven chose you to receive this word first. Why? Because you will become a sign for others. Your miracle won't be private. It will overflow and draw others into faith. That's why the pressure was so intense. That's why you felt crushed. Diamonds are not formed without pressure, and your life is about to shine with brilliance because you endured what others could not. Heaven entrusted you with the burden because it knew you would carry the crown. So now, my child, pause and receive this instruction. If these words stir your spirit, if you feel a burning within that tells you this is for you, stay connected. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next release, because the next word won't just comfort you. It will guide you. It will reveal your next step. Don't let distractions confuse you. Stay aligned with the heavenly flow. And let me tell you, there is someone near you whose intentions are pure. Don't be afraid. Heaven will reveal them. In a few days, their actions will come to light, and you'll understand why your spirit never felt at peace around them. Don't cling to what heaven is removing, for God only cuts away what cannot remain in the next season. Trust the separation. Trust the pruning. What comes next will be stronger, purer, and unshakable. Beloved, what you thought would take years will suddenly fall into place. God's hand does not delay. Heaven never waits without purpose. The fullness of time has come. Archangel Michael declares, your miracle is not coming. It has arrived. Open your eyes. It's already at your door. My beloved child, you carry questions in your heart that no one else has heard. Questions like, why has the road been so hard? Why did those you trusted turn away? Why did the blessings seem delayed while others moved ahead? Michael says these questions have reached the throne of heaven. And now, the answer comes with clarity. You were never behind. You were hidden. You were not forgotten. You were being prepared. You were not cursed. You were being formed into a vessel strong enough to carry a blessing that will outlast fleeting seasons. Everything you thought was loss was heaven's way of ensuring you wouldn't give up too soon. The silence you endured wasn't punishment, it was incubation. Seeds don't sprout in the light. They grow in the dark, beneath the soil, hidden until their roots are deep enough to rise. That was you, my child. You thought you were buried, but you were planted. Now the moment has come. What was hidden is breaking through. The light is shifting. The atmosphere is opening. Your season of hiding is ending. Soon, all will see what heaven has been forming in secret. Even you will be surprised, because the fruit will be greater than the seed you remember sowing. Beloved, listen with your spirit. The blessing coming to you is not just for you. It is an outpouring meant to touch others, a sign that God still moves, that heaven still speaks, that miracles are real. That's why the pressure was unbearable. That's why the attacks were relentless. The enemy never wastes energy on those without purpose. The intensity of your battle is proof of the greatness of your calling. Michael says, "Take courage, for the hardest battles are fought closest to the crown. And child, your crown is near." Beloved, numbers do not lie. 7 will appear as the seal of completion. 12 will appear as the sign of divine order. 22 will appear as the number of double doors opening. Watch for these numbers. They are not random. They are heaven's code weaving into your everyday life. They may flash on a screen, appear on a receipt, echo in a conversation, or repeat in a dream. When they come, pause and remember this message. Smile at heaven, and it will remind you are not wandering. You are walking the very path that was destined for you before the world began. And you will dream, beloved. In that dream, you will see water, perhaps a river, rain, or even the ocean. Do not dismiss it. That dream will be unusual. The water will symbolize cleansing, renewal, and release for what is stagnated. Light will also appear, piercing the darkness. That light will symbolize the sudden unveiling of your breakthrough. When a dream comes, wake up and write it down. Don't delay. It will contain clues for your next step. And those who obey small signs will quickly enter great wonders. Child, let me remind you, there are no coincidences here. That's why this message reached you at this exact moment. It was heaven's plan. Can't you see? Out of all the noise in the world, these words found you. They gripped you. They held you. That alone proves God is speaking directly. Michael says, read carefully. Don't scroll past. Don't let distractions steal the seed planted here. The enemy will always try to choke the word before it sprouts, but you must guard it with faith. Let it take root. Let it shape your coming hours. Beloved, those who betrayed you, mocked you, and thought you would fall, they will watch as heaven lifts you higher than they imagined. But take this warning. Do not let bitterness rise when you are vindicated. Do not waste your blessings on anger. Leave justice to God. His justice is perfect. Walk in grace, and know your testimony will speak louder than your defense. You won't need to explain yourself. The results will speak for you. And yes, beloved, the financial drought you've endured is coming to an end. Do not despise small beginnings, beloved, for heaven is about to multiply what seems insignificant into more than enough. A river of provision is opening, and soon you will no longer worry about tomorrow. Heaven will provide what even your best plans could never predict. Expect unexpected finances. Expect favor in places you never knocked. Expect opportunities that will chase you down instead of you chasing them. This is not a dream. It is a divine decree over your life. Child, now is the time to stay close. If this word has stirred your spirit, if you feel an undeniable pull that it's speaking directly to you, then stay connected. Subscribe, remain attentive, because the next word will carry precise instructions for your next steps. You cannot afford to miss it. Heaven is not finished speaking, and the flow continues for those who remain watchful. Do not fall behind, beloved. One final truth must be spoken. You are not defined by your past. The guilt, the shame, the mistakes you replay in your mind. They have already been erased in the eyes of heaven. You're not disqualified. You were chosen. You're not late. You have arrived right on time. The same God who called Moses from the wilderness, who lifted Joseph from the prison to the palace, who raised David from shepherd to king, is the God whispering your name now. If he did it for them, he will do it for you. Trust this, child. Receive it. Let's sink deep. Heaven declares, this is your turning point. You have reached the moment where heaven itself bends toward you. For the weight of destiny is pressing upon your life. That restlessness you feel, the stirring in your chest, it's because what has been locked away for years is finally being released. Archangel Michael says this is your appointed time, a moment marked in eternity when your name rises from obscurity and becomes known. The wilderness you walked was not punishment, it was consecration. You were being set apart, refined, reshaped to carry what others could not. Every tear, every unanswered question, every closed door was preparing you for a release so powerful, even you'll be shaken by it. Now heaven thunders in one voice. The time has come. You must understand, beloved, your story is extraordinary. The weight of the attacks against you is proof of the treasure within you. If you were empty, the enemy wouldn't bother. But your future carries a light strong enough to scatter darkness in many lives. And that made you a target. Yet every weapon formed against you has failed. You are still here. You're still breathing. You're still seeking. That alone is evidence of victory. Michael says, lift your head, for you are not defeated. You are being crowned in the presence of the very battles that tried to destroy you. There are people who underestimated you. They mistook delay for denial. They whispered behind your back, convinced your story was over. But God writes differently. Where they saw failure, heaven saw foundation. Where they saw silence, heaven saw strategy. Soon, those same people will witness your sudden rise, and it will be undeniable that only the hand of God could have done it. You won't need to explain yourself. Your blessing will speak louder than your voice. Your miracle will testify on your behalf. Child, pay attention to the signs. You will see the number 7. Yes, but also watch for doors opening in pairs. 2 invitations, 2 opportunities, 2 voices arriving almost simultaneously. It won't be confusion. It will be confirmation that heaven is doubling what was stolen from you. For every year of pain, a year of restoration. For every tear, a harvest of joy. Heaven is not stingy. Heaven restores in abundance. Michael whispers, prepare your hands, for they will no longer be empty. And beloved, there will come a night when you feel a sudden presence beside you, when the very air feels heavy yet peaceful. Do not be afraid. It will be a visitation from heaven, reminding you that you are not alone. Angels will stand beside you, even as you sleep, guarding what is being birthed in your life. You may even wake with words on your lips you don't remember speaking. That is the Spirit praying through you, sealing what is being released. Do not reject it. Treasure it, child. The financial burden that weighed on you is lifting. The lack that chased you is vanishing. Opportunities will appear where you least expect them. Provision will come for which you did not labor. Doors you never knocked on will open. Favor you never chased will find you. Why? Because you remained faithful when it made no sense. Because you held on to God when everything in you wanted to let go. That kind of faith is never forgotten. Heaven's rewards are being released. Be ready for unexpected deposits, sudden messages of help, surprise calls that shift your situation in an instant. And when it happens, remember this moment. No, it wasn't luck. It was heaven's decree. Dear one, don't share this with everyone. Not all will celebrate you. Some will try to steal your seed with doubt, others with envy. Protect your miracle. Keep some things hidden until they bloom. You'll know who is safe to share with. Heaven will give you discernment. For now, Let silence be your shield. Let God be your vindication. And if this word burns within you, if your spirit knows this is not just a message, but living fire, stay connected. Subscribe. Stay aligned, because heaven is not done speaking. What comes next will contain instructions so precise, it will feel like they were written with your name alone. Do not miss it. Do not let distractions pull you away. Heaven's flow continues for those who remain attentive. Beloved, hear this. Your past is not your shame. The shame you carried, the mistakes that replay in your memory, they are erased. Heaven's blood speaks louder than your guilt. You are not defined by where you failed. You are defined by the one who called you. And the one who called you will not change his mind. You are still chosen. You are still loved. You are still marked by greatness. So rise, child. Wipe your tears. Straighten your back. Heaven has declared victory over you, and no power on earth or in hell can undo it. Michael has gone before you, sword blazing, clearing the path you could not clear on your own. All that remains is for you to walk forward. And as you do, miracles will unfold step by step, until you look back and realize the season of suffering was only the seed of the harvest you now hold. My beloved child, there is a heaviness surrounding you that you cannot explain. That's because heaven has drawn near. The invisible realm knows what is about to happen in your life. And that is why you felt the pressure increase. Why does the battle feel more intense? Why is disappointment hit so hard? It's always darkest before the light breaks through. The fiercest resistance often comes right before victory. Archangel Michael says the reason you feel this intensity is because you're standing on the edge of your miracle, and the enemy is terrified that you'll step into it. Resistance is proof of release. The shaking you feel is the sound of chains breaking. Beloved, do not retreat now. Don't let weariness cause you to miss what is already unfolding. The hand of God is moving pieces like a master chess player, aligning what once seemed impossible into divine order. You think you've been waiting, but heaven has been waiting for this exact hour. There are people being stirred to cross your path. People with keys you didn't know existed, names you've never heard. Yet even now, they're being prompted to prepare the way for you. The job, the opportunity, the breakthrough you've prayed for is not only possible, it's already in motion. What you cannot see is that conversations about you are happening in rooms you've never entered. Your name is being spoken in places you've never been. And when the moment comes, the door will open so swiftly, you'll understand why the weight of waiting was so heavy. You've wondered if you missed your chance, if it's too late. But Archangel Michael declares, you are not late. You are right on time. What was delayed was never denied. It was preserved. It was held safely until you were strong enough to carry it. Heaven does not waste miracles. What God gives must be sustained. Had it come earlier, you wouldn't have had the strength to hold it. But now, after all you've endured, after every pressure and pruning, you are stronger than you think. The oil of your anointing flows from the weight you've carried, and that oil will not run dry. Signs will follow you, undeniable signs that confirm every word you've read. The number 7, completion. The number 12, divine order. The number 22, double doors. But beyond numbers, you'll encounter people who repeat the very phrases you've seen here. Out of nowhere, someone will speak words that sound as if they were pulled straight from this message. And in that moment, you'll know heaven orchestrated it. Don't dismiss it. Don't call it coincidence. It's confirmation, a divine anchor to hold your faith steady as the blessings begin to flow. Listen closely. Money will no longer control you. The season of barely making it is breaking. Heaven is releasing provision not just for survival, but for overflow. Unexpected deposits, sudden opportunities, favor from those with resources, it will all come, not by your striving, but by heaven's command. Don't be afraid if it arrives suddenly. Don't feel unworthy. This is not human charity. It's divine justice. For every loss, God restores. For every struggle, He multiplies. Your story will testify that God still provides in ways that defy logic. Beloved, remember this warning. Not everyone around you will celebrate. Some will be exposed, their envy revealed, their masks removed. Don't fear this. Heaven is protecting you by revealing what cannot remain. It may hurt to see the truth, but it will set you free. Trust that divine pruning only removes what could poison your future. Don't cling to what heaven is cutting away. What's coming will replace every loss with abundance, every void with fullness. Child, heaven whispers something deeper. That loved one you thought was gone is still speaking in eternity. Their intercession covers you. Their love has not faded. That's why you survived nights that should have broken you. That's why you found strength you couldn't explain. They are part of the great cloud of witnesses cheering you forward. And now heaven announces, their prayers are about to be answered in your life. You're stepping into the very promise they longed to see fulfilled. You are not alone in this journey. So I pause to remind you, beloved, if this word has touched your soul, if you feel an undeniable pull toward this message, stay connected. Subscribe now. Remain faithful to heaven. This is not the end. The next words will arrive at the exact moment you need them most. They will carry instructions that could shift the direction of your path. Don't let the enemy steal your connection. Stay rooted. Your story is about to shift from hidden struggle to visible glory. You won't just receive your breakthrough, you will embody it. Your very presence will carry a weight others can feel, a peace that settles, a light that shines without effort. That's why Michael fought so fiercely for you, because your breakthrough isn't just for you. It will ripple outward, touching your family, your friends, even strangers you encounter. You are a vessel chosen to pour light into darkness. That's why you were preserved. That's why you endured. And that's why heaven now declares, rise, for your time has come. My beloved child, the silence you carried in your soul was louder than any noise around you. You smiled before others, yet felt the heaviness within. You encouraged others while secretly wondering if your own hope was fading. Heaven saw every moment of that hidden weight. Michael says none of it was wasted. Every quiet battle you fought, every tear you shed in secret, every time you chose to rise again when you wanted to quit, became fuel for the miracle that is about to burst into your life. Don't you see, beloved? The crown is always given at the end of the race, not in the middle. And you are closer to the finish than you think. You've asked why doors open only to close again. Why people promised to stand with you, but vanished when you needed them most. Child, you were never meant to lean on them. Heaven removed what couldn't carry you, so that when victory comes, everyone will know it was by God's hand alone. If man had built it for you, man could claim the credit. But because heaven is building it, no one can steal the glory. Michael whispers, your elevation will be undeniable. It will silence every doubt. Beloved, you've survived storms that should have drowned you. And yet here you are, still breathing, still open to hear heaven's voice. That alone is proof that grace never left you. Grace was your invisible companion. Grace carried you when your strength ran out. And now, that same grace is turning into glory. Glory that will follow you into your next season. The wilderness is behind you. Prepare yourself, child, for abundance is coming like rain after a drought. Sudden and overwhelming, soaking every barren place in your life until it blooms again. Listen carefully, for heaven speaks through signs that will soon appear. Yes, you'll notice repeating numbers, but you'll also notice sudden appearances, phrases, songs, echoes in conversations. One night, You may feel a presence so strong. You'll wake as if someone stood beside your bed. Do not be afraid. It will be confirmation that you are not walking alone. You are surrounded. You are covered.